Well, welcome back tonight. The owners of a California nursing home could be facing criminal charges over what happened when the state took steps to shut down their facility. What happened is it's really mind-boggling.
Elderly residents were left behind with no place to go. With no money to pay the employees, everyone walked away except for two men.
Two extraordinary individuals, Maurice Rowland and Miguel Alvarez. These two heroes stayed around the clock without pay to care for the elderly residents, cooking, cleaning, bathing, distributing medicine, everything they could do.
More details in what was happening behind closed doors at that Castro Valley nursing home.
Anyone with any authority was gone, nowhere to be found.
It's pretty brutal and horrific to know that, that there were, over a dozen people that were just left behind that couldn't fend for themselves.
There was a cook and a caretaker. Those were the only two employees left.
All of your co-workers left, and you two were the only two men standing. What did you guys think?
I worked in the kitchen and Miguel was the janitor. When he came in and we were like, what are we gonna do? You know what I mean? Because everybody left, and we made an agreement that we just gonna stay there until all of the residents was out of the building. So that was like our little bond that we made at that time. You know what I mean?
Beautiful.
Yeah, we've been friends for 15 years, so you know what I mean? So it's,
We like family, so the residents was like our family at that time, and we know that they looked at us like they relied and depend on us, so we didn't want to leave them behind like that. It felt like the right thing to do, and
for sure.
That's what we did. We wrote it out.
They were overwhelmed and, by their own admission, underqualified to be giving that kind of care, including dispensing medications. They're also the heroes in the story.
Did you feel overwhelmed with what you had to do for these residents?
I was already overwhelmed on day 2.
Overwhelmed, he says, because the patients needed help with everything, from using the bathroom to preparing their meals.
If you walked into a care facility that looked like that, you'd say, okay, something's not right here.
Chaos at the care home directly behind me.
One person had a seizure in front of me, and that was even scary. That was like, didn't know what to do. Ran to go call 911 fast. Like, no medical help to help them, no staff there, no nothing. As a janitor, don't even know. I'm just seeing this guy in his bed shaking for his life.
And that's kind of the way things were going. It was just really starting to unravel on those two guys that were left.
Do you believe then that the state also failed these residents?
Again, like I said, it's that we had procedures that should have been followed and they weren't, and we're going to figure out why that happened.
Who relieved you? What happened after that?
We had to keep calling like the fire department because a lot of residents were getting sick, because we giving out the meds that we know that they're supposed to get, but some of them weren't getting all of their meds. So we end up having to call the fire department like 4 or 5 times to come get residents one at a time.
Everyone that was inside the Valley Manor nursing home is in good hands tonight. They are either at a local hospital or already home with family.
Thank God they have somewhere blessed to go, you know what I mean? Somewhere nicer, and just, I'm still here if they need me, if anything, you know what I mean? They come talk to me, whatever they need,
Flashcards made by one of the residents at Valley Springs Manor for Alvarez's toddler son. Alvarez says that although he had only worked at the facility a short time, he made a connection with the elderly residents.
2 workers who stayed behind to help the stranded residents at a Castro Valley care home have been honored. The AMVETS awarded the janitor and the cook of Valley Springs Manor for not abandoning those in need. The vets say the 2 workers cared selflessly for those who couldn't care for themselves. They called them heroes.
I don't think of myself as a hero, but I would just do that for anybody, because I do care for I care for myself, and more importantly, other people who's around me.
Some of us in America would feel uncomfortable in an elevator with these 2 guys, yet these are the guys that are staying behind for no pay, taking care of people's grandmothers. It's just unbelievable. So to me, immediately I saw the opportunity to really challenge stereotypes in society.
You did not go down you didn't go drugs, you didn't go gangs, you finished school.
That's why I used to try to tell him, I used to tell him the same thing, I'd be like, you're smarter than most of
He's always been my friend. He always been my friend, never treated me differently, never treated me out of pocket. And Reese always been understanding person. Like, that's why he meant to be there when we helped all those people and we was there together. We was meant to be there because we are those type of people. God put us there in that place to help those people. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
That's what the most honest, trustworthy person I ever met in my life.
Why did you stay?
Well, I just couldn't see myself just leaving the residents in there. Like, I couldn't do that. Maybe they would have tried to cook for themselves and burn the whole place up, or I just couldn't have that on my conscience.
First of all, I got to tell you that just hearing you guys use the word conscience is sort of rare because we don't get a chance to hear that word a lot. Miles, I guess, as you hear these guys, you've heard this story now a lot, and you've heard it over and over again, putting the movie together, but I mean, conscience itself, just to hear that, I mean, that in itself, how difficult is it to know that that's the movie, that's the thing? You have to find that. You've got to trip upon that instead of just seeing it every single day.
Yeah, and it's amazing that this is a true story. I mean, Hollywood can't come up with this. And, you know, I feel sometimes that society is losing its compassion, you know, for other human beings. We're just putting our head down and doing our job. We're not asking questions outside of our job description. And in the event of not getting paid, it's like, oh, you know, I'm out of here. But when I met with them, they were exactly what I expected. And we just need more people like them in the world, honestly. And I want to promote that image and the idea that anybody can be an everyday hero. You don't have to wear a cape. You can literally just do the right thing on any day. And it doesn't take a rocket scientist to do that.
Well, I'm really excited about it being made to a movie, so everybody can see like what happened, and I'm pretty sure people want to know what was going on the entire time that we were there taking care of the residents. So I'm excited to work with Miles, and he's going to put it all together and let the world see.
We are bombarded with negative images of people who look like us, but there are heroes among us, and they exist. They're sitting right here.